Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today is the What Would You Make challenge, and I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes. But first of all, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my Oliver. And if you're returning, you guys make me so happy. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I have this big pumpkin that I got from Hobby Lobby. It was 40% off of the $4.99. These are really nice size. They're great for door hangers. I'm going to measure off. I measured about 3¼ inches, something like that. And I'm just going to make my little marks all the way across the pumpkin. And then I'm going to take my square ruler here and I'm just going to draw lines where I created those little hash marks. And once I had all of these lines done, I don't know what's taking me so long here. I'm going to paint them, and I'm going to paint each one separately. So I'm going to use Decor Arts Burnt Orange, Waverly's Moss, Waverly's Maize, Folk Arts Nutmeg, and Folk Arts True Burgundy on each little slat there. Then I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink and a very small fine paintbrush, and I am just going over where the two different colors meet, just like you see me doing there. And I don't care if it's not very straight. I'm just kind of winging it as I go. Because to me this is more rustic, and it's not always perfect, and that's what I like about it. So I then decided to take my little chip brush and I'm going to do some distressing all around the edges and in the middle. Now I have a lot of people ask me about these chip brushes. I got them when I first started my channel from Plaid online. I don't know if they have them anymore. I know they were out of them for a while, and so I haven't checked, but if you want to check, you can. That's where I got them. Then I took this Hello Fall sign. I had this from last year from Hobby Lobby. They have them this year again, and they are 40% off. And I'm going to fill the hanger holes. I took the hanger off of it, the twine, and I filled it with my spackling. And then I painted the whole thing with Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. Once it was dry, I'm going to take my Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue here. I put it all along behind my letters, and then I'm just going to use my finger to just kind of spread it all out, so that way when I lay it down it just doesn't ooze out of the letters. That happens often, and I'm always trying to scrape it off. But once I have that done here, and I did have someone tell me to use a wet cloth or napkin and it wipes off, and I tried that the other day and it really does work. I'm going to take some of this ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Again, if you guys haven't watched any of my fall videos, my fall ribbons are hiding somewhere up in our attic. And I told my husband, don't worry about it, I'll just go buy some new ones. So this is what I found at Hobby Lobby. I'm just making 2 awareness ribbon bows. So you just do the awareness ribbon sign, scrunch it up in the middle, and then tie something around the middle to hold it in place. Then I'm going to dovetail the ends by folding the ends of the ribbon in half and cutting at an angle. And then I'm just going to hot glue that right to the back. Now I would recommend using more permanent glue if you are recreating this. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to add some of these wheat pieces. They're a wheat bushel from Hobby Lobby, and they have little sunflowers, but instead of the little sunflowers, I took some of these big sunflowers from Hobby Lobby, or no, sorry, Dollar Tree. This is the florals are all from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to hot glue them in right behind the bow. I'm going to add a little tape on the end of my twine here and bring it through the hanger hole on that pumpkin. Just tie knots. This is the one I took off of it, I believe. And I'm just going to tie a knot on the end. And that's all there is for this one. The only thing I remembered after I hung this up is it does kind of hang crooked the way they have that hanger hole. And I got to figure out a way to fix that. But anyways, I love how this came out. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, it is the What Would You Make challenge. I host this on the fourth Sunday of every month with Christine from Divine Design. And this month's guest host is Leslie with Happy Tuesday. She does a wonderful job on her crafting, so make sure you check out her channel and subscribe to her if you haven't already, as well as Christine's. And I will have links to their channels as well as the playlist in the description box below. Okay, DIY number 2. So I'm going to take 2 of these 8-inch wood chunky slats is what they call them from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to use my wood glue and a little bit of hot glue here. And I'm going to glue those 2 pieces together end to end. And then after that, I'm going to paint them or go over them with my Waverly Antique Wax, brush it on, wipe off the excess. And then these wood pieces my husband cut for me last year. I think it was for Christmas. I can't remember if it was fall or Christmas. And they've been sitting on my desk this whole time, and I finally decided to use them. So I'm going to paint all of them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew. And if you want to recreate this, you could use any kind of blocks that you have. Then once they're done, I have these teardrop shaped wood pieces from Hobby Lobby, and I'm using them to trace out eyes on the 2 biggest wood pieces that I had. And then I'm going to draw in their nose and a mouth. And yes, I'm making some more scarecrows. I had this thought when I did my sunflower and scarecrow video, but I thought, well, what would you make is coming up, and this is all wood. Let's use it for that. So after I had my faces drawn in with my pencil, I'm going to use my black paint marker here. I'm just going to color in the eyes here. Now I do the eyes on the 2 bigger ones the same, and then the 2 smaller ones I do a little different. Now this is going to be a little family, so this is the father here, and I just kind of gave him a straight mouth, and then I'm going to give him some stitch marks. I'm going to use my Posca paint, I think that is, yeah, paint markers in, I'm just going to use the blue here to color in some blue for the eyes. And then after I had that all colored in, I decided to use my white and go underneath it. I didn't decide it. I'm copying something on Pinterest, because when it comes to making faces, I'm not good at it. And so I always find something that I like, and then I draw that. And then after that, I'm going to add some little white dots or for reflection or whatever it is in their eyes, and then color in their nose with my Posca paint pen in orange. Give them some eyebrows, and then give them some stitch marks on the nose too. And for the mother, I gave her some eyelashes. Now you guys, I don't know why I was going so slow, but I always feel like I do a horrible job on the eyelashes. I don't know what it is. I'm never happy with my eyelashes, so I think I was just trying to be really careful there. So for the little kids, I took my little glue stick here, traced it out, and then I'm going to use my paint markers again to color in the eyes, and you can see it completely different than the parents' eyes. I don't know why, I just wanted to give it a little more something different, I guess. And then I'm just going to color in the rest of that black, and then I'm going to take that black mark. I decided to give the kids more of a curvy mouth line just for fun. And then I'm going to color in the bottom part of their eyes with white. And I think I add a little white dots on the top part of their eyes as well. And of course, I'm going to make sure I finish their faces off like the parents with the stitch lines and stuff. And then I took some raffia here, and I'm going to hot glue the raffia across the 2 boys, just like this. I'm just taking pieces of it, hot gluing it down at the top, and then give it a good old haircut. And then I did the same thing with the little boy. And then for the mom, I took like handfuls, and I'm just going to glue it to the side of her forehead, I guess you could say. And I'm going to do some right here, and I'm going to do some on the other side. And then I added some more off camera to the actual side part of it. I didn't go all the way around to the back, and for the little girl, I took a big bundle here, and I'm going to tie some twine around it just to hold it all in place. And then I'm going to add some hot glue to that, and glue it to the middle of her head. And then I'm going to cut it down just like you see, and I'm going to take some twine, and I'm going to wrap it around the bottom part of that, and I'm going to just make a little bow so that we have some cute little ponytails. I thought about braiding these, but then I thought, no, it's going to be too hard with all the different layers. So I just did little ponytails and I love them. Then I had this, what is this, placemat from Dollar Tree. I cut it in half and I'm going to use it on the girls. So I'm going to add hot glue to the forehead, glue that placemat down, and then I'm going to just go all the way around the head of both of these with this placemat. And then after that, see, this would have been perfect for my last video, right? Sunflowers and scarecrows. Anyways, I kind of scrunched it down a little bit and then tied some twine around it. And then I'm using my pinking shears to cut off the top. I thought it was too long, and it gives it some fun little detail. Now this was another placemat from Dollar Tree. It was a blue one, and it had a saying on the bottom, and I just cut that saying off and then used it for the boys. Then I'm just going to use my wood glue and my hot glue. I'm going to glue these all onto that little board that we made, and then I took some of the sunflowers off those wheat picks and I just added them to the front of their little hats. And there they are, the cutest little scarecrow family I've ever seen. I hope you like it as well. Let me know in the comment box below. Oh, you guys, I just love this playlist. I love working with wood, and I have to tell myself all the time, I have a lot of stuff that's not wood that I need to be using, but I automatically go to all my wood supply stuff. I just love working with wood, and it's probably because it's in my genes, right? My grandfather was a carpenter. Oh, feels like a hair or something tickling my nose. Anyways, my husband and my mom laugh at me all the time because here in Oklahoma, we have, at the end of the month, we have one day that's bulky day. We never had that in Oregon. I don't know if, do you guys have bulky day, where if you have any big bulky trash that you want to get rid of, you put it on the curb and they come around and get it. Well, every time it's bulky day, if I'm out and about, I'm always looking, is there wood? Is there wood? And my husband and my mom are cracking up at me because I'm like, oh, is there wood over there? Tell me if you see wood. Because it's like, oh, let's go get some of their wood. But very seldom do I find it. Once in a while, my husband will find some when he's working along the side of the road. And there's been a couple of times where he's brought some home to me. He hasn't had any lately, but I love working with wood. I just love wood. So it's a good thing I'm part of this playlist, right? Anyways, I hope you're enjoying it. I think that it's a lot of fun to, like I said, work with wood, and just a lot of fun to watch and see what people are doing with all their crafting. And again, this time of year, it's always fun because we have fall to work with wood. Anyways, I don't know about you guys, and I know we are, this is the 24th or something like that. Are you tired of fall? Are you tired of fall decor, I should say? We have one more month of doing it. So let me know if you would like me to do some other stuff as well, other than just constant fall. I know this time of year, everybody's doing fall decor, but sometimes I think maybe some people are tired and don't want to see fall decor, but just let me know, because I aim to please. Anyways, I'm going to quit chit-chatting, but before I quit, I want to say, if you are new here, I would love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And if you are not new here, and if you've been following me for a while, I always want to let you know how much I appreciate every single one of you, and I am thankful, grateful, and blessed to have you as my supporters. How's that for being a fall quote? Anyways, with all of that, let's continue on with the video. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And look at all these beautiful pieces that Tanya has been decoupaging. She did all kinds of stuff. I love that lampshade and that saw. Oh my goodness, all of them are wonderful. And then Kathy, she recreated my little scarecrow clay pot guy. Oh, I think it is adorable. And then Crean, I love her little lantern, her ghost lantern. And then she made those pumpkins out of little wood pieces that her husband cut down from a limb. Wonderful. And then Debbie, oh my goodness, girl, I love door hangers and I love every one of these. They are so pretty. Thank you so much, ladies. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 3. Now, you guys, I only got 3 done for you today. With my life being as hectic as it was, I woke up this morning, I was going to do a 4th one, and I just wasn't feeling very good, so I figured I better lay low. So I took one of these 12 by 12 wood signs. I painted it with the burnt orange by Decor. Once it was dry, I found this decal off of Cricut Design Space, and I printed it on my stencil vinyl, and I'm just going over it with my Waverly chalk paint and the color plaster. Once I had that covered, I did use my heat gun to dry it all and then remove the vinyl. Now, I do it this way because I find if I don't dry it and I pull it off first, it pulls off the back paint, like the orange there, and leaves a lot of marks. So I've learned that when I dry it, I think it kind of makes it not so sticky and it comes off. And I didn't know I showed you all this. I thought I cut this part out. So I hope you enjoy watching me weed all of this. But anyways, so as I was explaining, that's why I dry it first so that it doesn't pull up that paint. Okay, and then I'm going to continue doing this. And I just want to give out another thank you to all of you guys who've been praying for my mom. She is doing well. We're getting into a routine with all the medication stuff that I have to do, but I'm becoming quite the little nurse, and yeah, it's going well. So I'm just going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue again. I brush that all along the side of my sign, and then I'm going to add my little, this is removable vinyl from Hobby Lobby, and that's why I used my Titebond glue, because it was removable and I want this to be permanent. So after I had that all smoothed on there, I just used my little finger knife to trim off the excess of that vinyl. Then I'm going to take one of these pumpkins. I just got these from Amazon. You could use pumpkins from Dollar Tree. I thought these were going to be bigger. I should have known. But anyways, I didn't think my box cutter would cut this, and so I thought, well, maybe this pool noodle cutter would. And it was keep doing it, but it wasn't. It was hard, and my box cutter wasn't long enough. That's why it wouldn't work. So then I remembered I had this little handsaw from Dollar Tree, and I thought, I wonder if that would work. And yeah, voila, it worked really good. The only part was getting towards the bottom. I didn't want to cut into my mat, so I'm trying to figure out how to cut this without cutting down into my mat there on my desk. So after I had that all done, I took my Fix-All glue from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it on the inside part of my pumpkin, and then I'm going to just use a little bit of hot glue, because you don't want to use too much hot glue on this foam. It will just melt it and eat it away. So then I'm going to glue that right there, and then I used a little pick here to make a hole in that pumpkin, and then I'm going to take some of that wheat picks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add the wheat part of it to the back part, the pumpkin, the closest part to the sign, and then I'm going to add some holes to the front of that, and then I'm going to add the rest of those little sunflowers. And I love how this came out. It's so simple, but yeah, it's so pretty. And then I just made my hanger holes using my big mouth crocodile, and then I'm going to use some twine, and I'm just going to thread it through and tie knots on the back. And that's all there is for this one. I thought about trying to put a frame, with my bamboo sticks, but I just thought it was beautiful the way it was. I hope you like this one too, and your final reveal is coming right up. And again, I hope you guys enjoy today's video. I hope you enjoy this playlist. I am sure you will. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If you have not subscribed yet already, I'd love it if you'd hit that red button before you go. Become part of our YouTube family. Make sure you like, comment, all that fun stuff, and make sure go watch the playlist and show them all some love as well. And with all of that, you guys, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I should be back again on Thursday with a new video. So with all that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.